Okay, I'm going to quickly stop it there so I can get ready for my timer. So yeah. Let's start this thing. So, oops. Welcome everyone to the 3Com segmented run. What a segmented run is, for those who don't know, is a run which you do in several segments. You do it in several parts, and you slowly work to make those segments the best ever possible. For those who haven't, or who don't have an idea what any percent 3Com is, I'd advise you read the paste bin in the top in the title. So as most things in segmented runs, I guess, we're going to be using a relatively similar route to what the RTA runs use. It's just going to be in quite a fair bit optimised. So what we do first is we talk to K-Lumsy. This clears the K-Lumsy cutscene and it also opens Japes. It is useful and it's a requirement for MMM, because otherwise we'll hit a fade out. So what happens here is you're meant to reset as soon as the autosave happens, and the autosave happens at some point between this cutscene and the reappearing of K-Lumsy. And it just so happens that it was just then. So now what we're going to do is we're going to now enter something which is called ISG, to get something which is called MMM. And we can do various things with this, but most importantly we can get all the moves we need to beat the game. Forgot that I had to split there. So we have to manipulate some stuff in the main menu first. That just makes it go a little bit faster and we have time to spare before our first fade out. So we're going to need to tag a few warps first. This will just make it a little bit quicker later on, and yet again we have time to do so. We also are entering the tag barrel. This clears the gate here. And we're also heading to Crankies because we also need to spawn the training barrels, two of which we need to beat the game. So at 55 seconds we cancel the fade out. I will say, pardon me, I will say that that was a little bit early, and that first segment is a little bit off. If I can actually find, I was meant to have some splits here. So that is a little bit off. That is actually faster. The plus 0.4. It's just, as I said, my timing was off. I was a little bit late on the ISG split and a little bit early on file select. So really we're something like minus 0.9, I think. So we need Orange Barrel because we need to get into Frontier Factory, and we're going to be doing tons of tricks which use oranges in our run. So we need the ability to throw them, of course. And Barrel because that's needed for Lanka phase. Well 55s and 51s for Orange Barrel and B Barrel are required because we have a fairly large waiting window, and so yeah, we can take our time a little bit with this section here because we have to wait for a 325 fade out. So we need to tag, or it's optimal to tag up a warp 2 here, because we need that later when we go to Angry Aztec. And yet again we're taking damage here because we're going to be doing a trick which pulls up a cutscene, which opens Angry Aztec lobby for us, and we need to die into the loading zone at after a certain point, after we've activated ISG. So now we need to head back into the main menu, and we're going to be doing some very relatively fast stuff here. We need to pick up oranges, because that writes it to the file. We're also going to be clearing cutscenes and getting moves. First we examine our file. And then we go to combat, and this writes oranges to our file. Turns out we only need 3. And now we're going to wait in the main menu for a cutscene to pull us into the game. I had a bit of trouble with this actually getting a good cutscene. I got trolled quite a fair bit by getting my cycle, rain cycle, or leg shake. But obviously, because this is pre-recorded, it's going to obviously work first time. Now, normally there is a split which says, "Oh, this is Jape's done," or Jape's entrance. Now, I would have put that in, but because of the way that routing works in this, and because of the optimization level of Jape's in the gold, I've decided to not include a separate split to give a proper representation. I will also say, in addition, I have made a lot of efforts to make sure that every single loading zone and every single load point is accurate, so that there's no inaccurate loading zones which are faster or slower. Like, everything is timed and it's accurate to what a real N64 would be. So we're going to collect our ammo there, and I'm going to talk to Diddy, and now we need to free him the generic method, which is just shooting the switches. So, because you've got sniper scope, you don't actually need to zoom in here at all. You can just shoot it. It just recognises that you can shoot it because you have sniper scope. It doesn't require the zoom, as long as you know where the switch is. Now we're going to be doing something which is called like an instant warp out of Japes, and if you touch the portal from below, funnily enough, you can get instant warped like that, and it just works. So we're already 10 seconds ahead of community goals. I don't know why it says that we're plus 3 minutes 40. That's wrong. I don't know what that's in reference to. That might be in reference to like Forest Escape or something like that, but that's definitely wrong. So something which we're going to do here which requires oranges is llama cutscene skip. There is an oranges method, but it's literally so rubbish that it's so picky. I tried it for a while and couldn't get it, so I just had to do with a 3 orange clip. We're also picking up some oranges here for later, which we're going to need for helm and stuff. So now we're going to free Tiny, yet again the conventional method because we can't use cutout because we're in an MMM and just cutouts long anyway. Jimpy charge click through because it's faster. One thing I will note is that the aspect ratio does occasionally change from time to time. That's something that I couldn't avoid. It's just I use different recording programs at different points for different occasions. It's not something I can really avoid. And there we go, we free Tiny. And there we go. We have saved an additional 8 seconds on community summer best delta. Now I'm going to do hideout helm. This is possibly the bit I'm happiest with in terms of the run itself. It's just like something which I really like how it's done, let's say. Also something here which was a little bit finicky. We're going to do something which is called pillarless, which is just simply hideout helm early without a pillar. It's kind of finicky, and it took me a while to optimise as well. I mean, it's not... There's a little bit of non-optimisation here, but it's not too much. It's only like max half a second, I'd say. So of course we're going to enter hideout helm. And this bit is pretty standard if you've seen the 3 Kong run from this point a little bit. But it gets a little bit crazy after switch kick, let's say, that we do like 1 or 2 things which are slightly non-RTA viable. Not RTA viable, just not RTA friendly, let's say. So we have to head over to chunk you into height gain. That's just something that we have to do. Yet again, one backflip because, yet again, pre-recorded. Now, instead of doing the safe methods, we walk directly on the Lanky's room, and yeah, it's just that little bit faster because we're going a more direct route. And also fantastic loading of the walk on room, I must say. And doing the unsafe strat. Fun story here, I actually got a fake key in the recording here. But this one's obviously not a fake key, but in a previous one it was highly debatable of whether it was fake or not. Doing the standard orange clip there, and we saved another 28 seconds there. And do a door clip because obviously risky strats. Now Hito found a ledge grab with this. I couldn't quite find it, but I managed to find that, which was kinda similar. It basically prevents a splat, which saves time. Time for DK Factory Early, my greatest enemy nowadays. Yet again, more time save. So that's a little bit messy there. I'm still a little unhappy with that, how messy that was. Also, shout outs to T-Gump here. And we're rolling straight to key 3. This is the fastest key 3 in terms of rolling to it and also access back to the portal. And we're going to do Tiny Mad Jack because DK Mad Jack, for it to be faster, you have to do Moonkicks, and I'm not a Moonkick person. I've tried it and it just couldn't work for me. And Tiny Mad Jack, I guess, makes it feel more 3-Kong-ish. I will bear in mind at this point, this is not a task, this is a human doing this, so if there's mistakes in Mad Jack, and not mistakes as such, but just RNG flaws, it's not something that I can prevent, it's just what happens in game. And I tried a lot with this to get a good pattern. I did 700 attempts and this was just the best one that happened. So this is not so good section in terms of like RNG. But yeah, again, it's not something that I can manipulate frame by frame without causing inaccuracies within the actual video itself. Morning, Kiwi. Yet again, can't really prevent the game from doing this, from giving me bad RNG in 700 attempts. Also, I don't know why the world record's ticking down, that's clearly wrong. I must have really messed up something with world record then, because that's been a bit screw-off. It wasn't the best of phase 5s, but yet again, the best matchup that I got, which I believe was a 234. Which isn't bad as matchup goes, it's just looking at it from a critical standpoint, it doesn't look as good, but I still think it's pretty alright for a So again, exiting factory. We tagged warp 1 there because otherwise we'd have to do a demo clip. Oh, and minus 54. Now we're going to turn in the keys, which is keys 3 and 8. And we're going to have to watch K Lumsy's usual cutscene here. And then we get into K Rule, which I spent quite a lot on that. Quite a lot of time on, to say the least. Thankfully, of course, the key was real. One small optimization we can do there, as you might have seen, is kick out of, or kick during a cutscene, and that brings us closer to the door, which means that it only takes 1 roll to get to the door instead of 2. Heading over now to K Rule, and this is it was quite interesting, as I said, K Rule. I've not got individual phases, but it's yeah. This K Rule, I think, as K Rules go, was pretty like if this was in a run, this would be a really good K Rule. I think that I don't think I could have improved it a lot more, the K Rule, because there's a lot of stuff that is in TJ's 1213 that is like he uses super Simming Slam instead of super duper, and he also doesn't have tiny FTT. So without those two, obviously it could be like 1 or 2 seconds faster, but. Oh, hang on, why is that cut off at the bottom? Oh well, like, that'll fix itself after the DK phase. I don't know why it's done that. There, should be fixed now. So now you can see the in-game time. That was a 2:24.69. A lot of these use my in-game time world records. Which, as I said, because I was grinding K Rule so much, like obviously I would upload my in-game time to the meme boards. Zooming in the camera here reduces lag, so makes the fight go a little bit faster, I guess. Good old rocket barrel skip. Oh, I also forgot this. I could record this one 4x3. One thing which you can get in Diddy phase is something which is called a walk skip. They're frame perfect and I'm not grinding for 4 of those. The one thing which I've thought to myself is that loading zone seems fast, but actually it isn't. As I said before, I have timed everything and that one is actually accurate, it just for some reason seems fast. Zooming in the camera here makes K-Rool go faster, and turning it away also makes K-Rool go faster. And also I guess it's more interesting when you're just not looking at K-Rool for the entire of Lanky phase. I guess it adds that little bit of jeopardy, because you don't even know exactly where he is. And that's the last peel of Lanky phase. And now we get on to the extremely long and quite annoying cutscene in Tiny phase. The amount of times that I had to watch this, it was almost to the degree of how many times I had to watch the intro story whilst doing this. The amount of times I had to watch the Tiny cutscene. So at this point, like, if this was 1 Kong, obviously this would not have beaten a world record, but this isn't 1 Kong, this is 3 Kong. I think it'd be nice at one point to see a 1 Kong segmented. I'm not going to do it because I don't think I'm the right person to do it, but something like a 1 Kong segmented, if a task doesn't get made in like the next 3 or 4 years, like I think that would be nice, personally. But I think, as it is, 1 Kong is fairly optimised in 964 at the moment. Also nice aspect ratio change. So looking up like this reduces lag in the fight, and also turn the camera away, because this is also what I feel is the fastest. Like, laser people tend to have it so when they're navigating to the barrel, it's like they have their camera K-Rool, which always just seems really laggy. I know, I feel like having the camera away is faster. Tiny phase is actually kind of hard to do in a very optimal sense. I feel. I know, like, it took me a while to get during recordings, but, like, there was several times where, like, I just get hit once when I'm trying to get as close between the takes as possible to reduce as much, like, time as possible. So time for the final part of Tiny phase. Yeah, again we have to look up at the ceiling. The time I like to zoom out the camera here is when he's starting to move after he's done his 2 double stomps. Like, as soon as I do that, that's usually the earliest time I pass the barrel. So that's Tiny phase. I think RTA, this was a 1:37, a 4:37 Tiny phase, which considering FTT is pretty solid. Now the unfortunate thing with this is we have STSS, something which we can't avoid, and so we do have to take longer animations, which, unlike the 1230, that has super seamless on. But we deal with it most of the time. Looking down here reduces lag, which means that cable approaches you faster. Nice little low tad strat as well. Yeah, again, looking down to reduce lag. Low tad strat isn't actually as bad. Like, I didn't think it was as bad as some people make it out to be. We can't really look down there. We don't have enough time between when we can see down and when we can't, or when we have to look up again to punch. So that's unfortunate, I guess. But it's time for the final punch. And that is any percent 3-com. Technically in 33 minutes and 57 seconds. Turn it down a little bit here because For some reason, this part of the credits is really loud. I forgot to turn it down by 5 decibels, so it's just that little bit louder than it should be. The actual finishing time, when I frame counted it, was a 33:57.208. So I don't know what LiveSplit says it is, but like that's the final time. I'll upload both this and also the uncommented version on my YouTube, which I'll probably link in my description after I get offline here. Also, shoutouts to the 3Con community who have grinded down this category quite a fair bit. It's a very, very notorious category for being not very efficient with run completions, and everyone who's done a 3Con run of Diddy and Tiny, their time is good, and I feel like they deserve the credit that that they deserve the credit that they deserve. They've put in a lot of work. So the people are Emo, Hito, Hipster, Kiwi, TJ, Connor, Outlaw, myself. I think that's everyone. Yeah, that's everyone. Yeah, I'd also like to thank Kiwi and Hito, who have helped me at various points in the process of making this. So there was people who helped. There was this, as I said, there was someone who said, "Oh, this is like." I was questioning whether something was real or fake in terms of fake key, and it was highly debatable. But people have helped me determine whether that was real or fake, and I want to thank them for that. Hito really pushed me with Japes, Japes cutting that down. And so I have to thank her, and also thank you to Hito, because Hito was the person who got me into 3Con and got me so hooked on the category. And also, when I was grinding for sub 40 on that, she was a person who motivated me so much to get that sub 40. And so I think that Hito deserves a lot of credit for this, because without her, to some degree, there would not be this, and I don't think I would even be still with the game without Hito motivating me so much to do 3Con. Also, shoutouts to everyone who is on the staff credits there. They obviously made this game as well. Without them, I wouldn't be here doing this, of course. Nah, Kiwi, you deserve credit. You deserve credit. Also, I guess I should say thank you to TJ, who did offer his time in trying to create a 2015 MMM route for this. Unfortunately, I don't think he was able to get one, so unfortunately, this didn't include any 2015 MMM route because of just the finickiness of 3Con, but thank you to him as well. And yeah. Okay, I've got an idea of who I want to host after this. But I'd like to say, like, this run in general, what am I going to do now? I'm probably going to go offline after this, because I haven't actually set up my N64. Believe it or not, this is not on a real N64. Well, it was recording on an N64, but like I'm not playing on an N64 right now. But yeah, BK Hundo. Unless I want to be up until 6 AM, Kiwi. With that one. Look at all those golden bananas we collected. We collected so many golden bananas. Just waiting for this person's Twitch page to load up, who I'm gonna raid. But yeah, as the credits are now drawn to a close, thank you everyone for coming down and watching this. I've really enjoyed making this, and it's helped me a lot with this game in terms of improving. Like, just grinding stuff down has helped me improve at this game, and I've also just really enjoyed just making this. Okay, their Twitch page has finally loaded. So I want you to go over